Let me send you this link, and you can have it on with you, and just see. So the OOPS concept, what are the OOPS concept? I've already told you that we have an OOPS concept, that inheritance, encapsulation, polymorphism. So if they ask you, the answer will be all of the above. Okay. Next thing, the feature that we use in inheritance. So here, answer you can, like when you click on that, you can get the explanation. Like here, what are the inheritance code? What are the things you find it on inheritance code? Main method is there, variable you declare, constant is also possible. So what option, if they ask you what you need to select? All of the above, right? Is it clear? Okay. Now you tell me, the class that is being inherited or subclass is what is called as what? The class that is being inherited. Am I audible? Anushka?
Subclass.
Okay. Narayan?
Yes, sir.
It will be not subclass, it's a
This
superclass.
computer class.
Here question you read it, what they are saying. The class that is being inherited. जिस क्लास को आप inherit कर रहे हो, what you call that? Super class, not a subclass. The class that you are inheriting it. So it is a super class. B1. If they ask you which class, parent class is known as super class, okay, and child class is known as subclass. Now this, the class that inherit an already defined class, subclass, right? It's saying that the class that inherit an already defined class means you are inheriting the class which is already inheriting some other class. So it is some multi-level. So it's called subclass. मतलब यहाँ पर इस टाइप से होगा. You have one class, okay, then inherited by another class, okay, which is inherited by another class, right? So this is saying the same. The class that inherit an already defined class means this class inheriting already defined class which is already inheriting this one. So subclass, don't get confused. What is subclass and superclass? If the question is the class which in the class that is inherited, the class that is inherited, what is that? Parent class, and which inherit is called subclass. So now you tell me what kind of inheritance Java support. See this question. Now you tell me what Java language support dash type of inheritance. Multiple or multi-level?
Multiple.
Support it's saying. Multi-level, now only I told you multi-level that word. Multiple inheritance Java doesn't support. So in order to implement multiple inheritance, we have to use interface. So multi-level inheritance is the correct answer. Java support multi-level, not multiple. This question you can ignore it. That is not. So this also I have explained you. Single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical, like hold by the Java, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance. So when they give example like this and they ask you what are the type of inheritance, whether Java support or not, available in object-oriented programming. So this question is ambiguous. They won't ask you in this way. Now you tell me what is single inheritance? I explain you. In single inheritance, what do you mean by single inheritance? I explain you, right? Single inheritance means what? When one class inherit another class. Are you guys not going through the what daily I explain? because from nobody's replying. So are you preparing for this MTA Java or what? Are you going through this video that is daily going
Yes,
on?
sir.
So is single inheritance, are you aware?
Yes,
Okay,
sir. There will be one parent class and on child class.
okay. Let me explain you with the code. I already explained it. So see in the Java, how you implement the inheritance. Inheritance means reusability of the code. When you reuse the code from one class into the another class. Now see here, this is one class A where you have declared a variable x, you created a method and you are accessing the element here. Okay, you declare a variable x is equal to 1 and you create a method and you are declaring the same method x with a here, means you are initializing a to this x. Now you tell me what is the difference between these two variable. This is called local variable, which whose existence is within this method only, and this is called global variable, which is applicable in this whole program. Do you know what is global variable and local variable?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Anushka,
Yes, sir.
what can you explain me?
सर ग्लोबल कोई सी भी क्लास एक्सेस कर सकती है और लोकल एक पर्टिकुलर क्लास में होता है.
No. Local variable are those which are defined within the function and their existence is within the function only. Global variable are those which are declared outside of the function inside the class and they are accessible within that class to all the functions. That is called your global variable. Global variable यहाँ पे जो integer x है, it can be accessed by any function if you create in this class. But what about this x is equal to a? This is called local variable whose existence within this function only, within this curly brace only. If you try to access a after this, it will give error. Let me change it and show you. I am taking this d. Now here you can, if I try to print this x, it will give me error. Let me okay declare it here. So here you see that we are getting error. Why? Because if you just check it here, it's this error is coming because this x is your local variable whose existence within this curly brace and you're trying to access x. If I remove replace this with d, okay, sorry, what happened? Okay, 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute, let me check it. Okay, let me check it in another file. I don't know what's the error is coming here. But normally it happens that here this is called your local variable and this is called a global variable. And if you try to access this local variable outside of this curly brace, it will give error because it will not be able to identify this x, that what this x is holding. And that's the reason I was trying to write down here, it was giving an error. And but if you access this D anywhere on this class, Anushka, that you said in another class that was not correct, uh, that it can be accessed within a class, not other class. If you inherit, that means different thing. But I was asking about the only single class. So there, global variable can be accessed within the whole class, but local variable having existence within this function only. Now, if you want to reuse this concept, how you can reuse by inheriting the class. So how you inherit it with the help of extend keyword. So as you can see, public class B extend A. So when you use this extend A, it means that you are inheriting this class. As you inherit this class, so inheriting means what? When you inherit this class, you are getting the all variable or function of this class into that class. मतलब जो भी variable function that you are declaring here, you can get access here also. It's similar to like a window 10 and window 8. Okay, like so like suppose window 10, when we declare it, what's the reason of the inheritance? Inheritance provide you reusability. Okay, whenever any new thing is developed, you don't need to develop the code from scratch. You can reuse the code. So just like window 8 and window 10, window 10 is reusing the feature of window 8 and adding additional feature. Inheritance means the same thing. Suppose you have a two, this is window 8. Window 8 are having feature like tiles kind of that desktop icon. Okay, and window 10 having what are the feature added by window 10? Screen recording means window 8 plus it added screen recording. It changes the UI. Okay, it remove the tiles kind of structure, right? So here you don't have to create the code from the scratch. You will just use window 8 code. You will add one more function of screen recording. Suppose you will change some UI. You will remove the tile feature. So here in window 10, when you develop it, you don't have to write the code from the scratch for window 10. You simply reuse the code of window 8. That is the thing of reusability. Reusability means reuse the function of previous class. So here we are doing the same. Here we are reusing the function of class B and variable. That's the reason you can just see that public int get B set x2. Set x function, do we find it here? No. Set x function is where? Set x function is present in A class. You can see here. So when you are going to pass a value from here to this 2 will be going to assign to this A, and then this A will be going to assign to this X, and when you're going to print it here, when you're going to return X here, it will going to 2. Let me run and show you. Sorry. Let me run and show you. So here, as this doesn't having a main function, so it won't run. In order to run that, we have to add a main function. Either you can add a main function on the same class, or you create an additional class to represent multi-level inheritance. I created an object of both the class A and B and I'm calling it. You can see here A dot X. Just 1 minute. Okay, I think X is there, right? Okay, okay. Now I found. Yes. Now you can see here a dot x when I call, it will going to call class A x variable. Means with the help of object I'm calling x. Similarly, when I call get b function is present in which class? And you will going to create an object and you will going to call it. So get b function you can see here it is present. So when you will run this, let me run this class. So just see this output. Let me expand it. So see 1 and 2 it is giving. Are you getting like how it is calling? See, you are creating an object. I told you how you create an object. A class, object
Its
A,
name and a variable.
correct. And with this object name, you are calling X. Which X you are calling? It is extending B, means so X. Is it a X here? No, right? X is present in A, but B, as it extend A, so B is also accessible to that. So when you call A dot X, it will going to call this one. And when you call B dot get B, here when you call this b dot get b, it will going to call this get b function, which is going to call set x2. This 2 value, first of all, it will search for x. X is present in this. It will going to initialize 2. 2 will be initialized to x. So it will going to return the 2 value. That's why it is coming 1 and 2. Here, what is inheritance? Inheritance means now here it is following a structure like this. You can see here, this is A class, this is B extending the A, and here C extending the B. So it is like this structure. So this is your A, this is your B, and C is extending. So here you can just see that C extend B. So this C extend B, or okay, 1 minute. B extend A. Okay, so A, B extend A, and here C. Okay, yeah, sorry. The actual diagram will be like this. This is your A. Okay. Now you can see B extend A. Matlab this is B, this is A, or the third one is C extend B. So this is C. So this is called multi-level inheritance. So it is there. It's supported by Java. This is your A, this is your B, this is your C. This is called multi-level. So it supported by Java. So what are the different kind of inheritance supported by Java? Let me show you in the form of image only. Always remember this image in your mind. Single inheritance when there is only one class inheriting another class. Multi-level, the example that I given to you, means this class inherited by this class inherited by this class. Hierarchical, when single class inherited by two class, means A is inherited by B and C. And what is multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance is something where two class are inherited by one class. That is not supported by Java. In case of multiple inheritance, what is actually happens? Multiple inheritance are like this. Opposite of hierarchical. So this is called multiple inheritance, and it is doesn't support in a Java. To implement this, we use interface concept. So this thing you remember. This multiple inheritance doesn't support in a Java. How you can understand when two class you are trying to inherit it. For example, this is C. C is trying to extend A and B together. Then it is not supported. You have to use interface to implement that. But single level means when one class inherit another class. When multi-level means this class inherit this class inherit this one. And hierarchical means when single class inherit by B and C. I hope it is clear to you. What are the different type of
Yes, sir.
inheritance in Java?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear, right, Narayan? Okay. So समझ में आया कि लाइक क्लासेस इनहेरिट क्यों होती है, रीयूजेबिलिटी का कंसेप्ट क्या है. And this inheritance आपको you will be find in every language. Whatever language you learn, Python if you learn, there also inheritance is there. Oops concept is there in every language. So if you clear in this, you will able to, you won't feel difficulty in learning other language. And this is the basic question they usually ask in MTA. Which Java doesn't support in means which inheritance doesn't support in Java? What is the structure of single inheritance, multi-level? Multi-level मतलब एक linearly classes को inherit कर रहे हो. मतलब इस क्लास को ये क्लास, इस क्लास को ये क्लास, ये समझ सकते हो. It is grandfather, this is father, this is son, this is father, this is son. This you can think grandfather is having two kid, one is son, one is daughter. You can think like father and mother, and this is son or daughter. So this is multiple inheritance doesn't support, because at a time you are inheriting two properties, so it will get overlap here. So Java बोलता है कि it doesn't support. You, in order to implement this, you have to use interface concept. So this is called inheritance. Let's see some more example. Let me rub this. अभी यहाँ पे देखो. Here also I created one class D1. In this D1, what I did, I created two functions. Void this, and they are taking two parameters. I hope you are aware about it. I have already explained method, right? So in that method, how to declare method in Java, you are already aware about it, right? Yeah, Vignesh, can you tell me like what, how we declare method in Java? Anushka, can you try? Are you there, Vignesh? Anushka?
So can I try?
Yeah, please try. One thing I wanted to say, see, if you don't try, then certification, clearing this certification will be difficult for you, because if you not put an effort, then it will be difficult, right? Because certification is a Microsoft certification. It's not like doing certification from any institute. You are doing certification that is really tough. If you are having a, if you do not put an effort, how you will learn, right? Okay, Naren, please try.
Just adding an access specifier at first. and then a
Mhm.
data type, and then a method name and some parameters we need to
Yeah,
include in it.
correct, correct. So like this, we only declare it. We here we type a return type, function name, or method name. Both are same, and these are the parameter. So yes, are absolutely correct. Now suppose another class they want to access to this function. How do that? How they will going to do that? So they will going to declare one class. They will going to simply extend d1. So once they extend this d1 once they extend d1, this d2 class they can get access to this method. Now from d2 class, I'm simply creating an object of d2 class and I'm calling those functions. So matlab what is really happening here? From d2, d1 is executing. You can see in this d1, you have declared only two methods, and in d2, you are calling with the help of main function. You created an object and you are just calling it, and the parameter will be like this. Both are same, right? You can see function name both are same. What is the different here? The parameter. This is called as the overloading. You remember Narayan, like in C++, have you heard this term overloading? Are you aware about it? Have you ever heard?
Yes, a little bit about the.
Okay, great. Overloading means function name can be same, you can use it, but the parameter should be different. Order of parameter, type of parameter, count of parameter should be different. Means it should not be same in case of overloading. There is one more term, overriding, where you can use as it is same function with same return type, void, int, or same number of parameter and count of parameter. But if you see carefully here, return type and function name are same, but you can see parameter are changed. Here character C, integer num are there. Here integer num and character C are there. Ordering we have changed it, right? As it is, I cannot declare a method as it is like this. In overriding is one more concept where we will see that, but as of now you just see this. Now while calling, how I'm calling this, you can see here I'm calling with x51 and I'm calling with 52y. This is called character int character. So when you will going to run this, just see that I am a first definition of method. Actually this content I have added here, that's the reason it is printing this. So I hope you got the understanding of this inheritance. Is it clear to you? Inheritance, what is inheritance, how we extend it? You just have to use the concept of class and object and just need to use the keyword extend. Just like this, you can see extend d1. So this is what will be the structure of this. The structure will be like this. This is your d1 and d1 is inheriting by, okay, this is your d2. This is your d2. Sorry, this is your d2. This is your d1. D1 is your parent class, super class. This is your subclass, child class. This is called a D1, which is called as parent, super, okay. And this is called D2, which is called subclass, or it is called as a derived class also we call it, and we call it child class also. So remember this term, subclass means your child class, derived class, subclass, and this is called as a parent class, superclass. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear, all of you? Okay, yeah, great, thanks. So just go through this code once on this inheritance term. I will explain you this interface, how to implement multiple inheritance, and go through this quiz that I will explain you In this quiz, if you are not comfortable right now in inheritance part, ignore this. You can go for this one. You can check for this, like data type. You can check it. Solve the data type. What kind of data types? Java support unsigned integer, signed integer. If you solve this, you will get an idea. So you can prepare yourself. This certification having a lot of values in the market. This certification can help you to crack the job. So give, if you are not able to give more than 1 hour, just at least give a half an hour. Practice this from the quiz and the link that we have shared with you, and that MTA. Search for the MTA Java session or MTA Java quiz in the Google, and you will find lot of resources. From there, you can practice it. This is a paid one. Don't go for paid one. Take it free one. You can find several resources to practice it, like what kind of questions come, and you can prepare it well. This PDF file, you will get the question, like what question they ask, so you can get it. You okay? This is not the free one. Wait, I'm telling you. Yeah, see, these are the questions that they ask. You can go through this question, so you will get idea what kind of question they ask. So prepare accordingly. And what I teach in the class, at least try to get a concept so that you can get an idea. See, the questions pattern are almost same. You just have to apply the logic there. I hope it is clear to all of you.